Hi everyone, welcome. In Chapter 6, called Memory, we transition into our next theme in this semester to discuss what we know as adults, featuring topics such as memory, cognition or thinking, and then intelligence. Remember that this memory chapter complements our previous chapter on learning. Learning something new, we need a place to store this information so that we can recall it and use it at a later time. Research psychologists have long studied memory and its abilities, defined as the initial acquisition and subsequent access to mental representations of knowledge. Definition of memory. Put more simply, think of the breakfast that you ate this morning, okay? And right there you're using your memory, okay? It's your initial acquisition, your acquiring of that experience can now be recalled when asked to do so. That's memory. Human memory is really amazing when we consider how much we need to store and retrieve for daily activity. Now, in the morning, you remember how to brush your teeth, how to make breakfast. You remember how to drive, and the correct route to get to school or to get to work. You remember people's names, hi, so-and-so, hi, so-and-so. And then you've got to remember PIN numbers and email addresses, ID numbers that you need to remember. It's really amazing how much we have to remember every single day, right? Psychologists' best understanding of memory and how it works is described in this chapter using the Atkinson-Shiffrin model of memory, which is the centerpiece of this chapter with its three components: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Next, we'll discuss memory activities after that, and that apply this model, right? Including how we remember and also why we forget, interestingly, all applying the Atkinson-Shiffrin model of memory. Understand memory activities. It helps us to understand them when we use the metaphor of a computer. When computers were first invented, they were designed to mimic human sensation, memory storage, and then retrieval. So good way to think about your memory is the metaphor of a computer in this chapter. Comparable parts between humans and computers are encoding. Encoding information is like human input, like sensations and perception. Retrieval is like output, like our recalling memories. Storage is like a hard drive, like memory, this chapter's main topic, right? Now, when we forget something, it is because one of these three steps failed us: encoding, retrieval, storage. Something failed us along the way when we forget. Encoding failure is that perhaps the information never entered memory to begin with. Storage failure is when I simply cannot find it. I stored it somewhere in memory, but I can't find it. It's not organized, and I can't find it. Possibly because it was never stored in memory. Retrieval failure is like the tip of the tongue phenomena. It's a really good example of this. It's when I just can't remember something. I say, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What was that? I just can't remember it. And of course, we can't end this chapter without some tips on how to improve your own memory, right? Students like you are constantly being asked to take in and remember large amounts of information for exams and quizzes and things like that. So read carefully the end of this chapter and the lecture notes and the PowerPoint slides for some helpful tips on how to study more efficiently and more effectively. This memory chapter has great stuff for us in our next theme of the semester, what we know as adults. In this theme, we discuss memory, cognition or thinking, and intelligence. Great stuff. Let's go.